Hi, welcome back to the plot. I'm here today, it's Sunday and we've got a couple of hours here. I'm here with my glamorous assistant who may or may not pop out from behind this polytunnel at some point. He's trimming the grass on the path at the moment on our side, and we have got a couple of hours here, a couple of power hours to get as much tidying done as possible. I've got a lot of work to do in the polytunnel, tying things in, taking out side shoots, clearing the bottom, really getting the weeding done in there as well, trying to get the airflow better in there, and just tidying up the whole plot, doing as much weeding around the plants initially as I can, while Mark just kind of tidies up the general waste and we get rid of the things that we've decided not to keep, if there's anything that's not useful to us anymore. So yes, I've done the before video. I'm going to go get started and then we'll have a look back and we'll see how much we got done. I'll show you a few bits that I'm doing at the same time. Let's get going. So this is how things are looking in the polytunnel. Things are up to the top, which is probably 7.5, 7 foot, something like that. So yes, you can see there's a lot of growth happening here. There's some cucumbers. They seem to be rotting at the ends actually. That's a weird one, isn't it? Because that is not doing well, but it's pointed. That's strange. I'll take that one off. So yes, anyway, everything's doing quite well, but there's a lot of side shoots and a lot of tying in to do. So I think this needs to be my first job, and getting these things watered as well. And we'll have a little harvest while we're in here. Off we go. My very glamorous assistant is also my very noisy assistant. So I'm going to start at the bottom end and I'll work my way up. I'm going to use all my twine up today. I think I need to remember to get some more. I think I'm going to use a lot for this. So I need to take off the bottom. I'm going to take off the bottom leaves up to the first truss, and there's a lot of weeding to do in there as well. But we'll get the tying in done first, and I'll side shoot as I go, and then I'll work on the bottoms after that. Let's get on. I could do the side shoot challenge with that, couldn't I? But I'm not, because there's no room. Change of plan. I'm going to do each tomato plant fully before I move on, because I've just taken the bottom branches off, and I think it'll be easier to do it one at a time. But then I will weed afterwards. To say this is overdue would be a real understatement. I'm going to pinch out the growing tips of some of these as well, because they are up to the top of the polytunnel, and I mean that one's easily 8 foot tall. There's not much I can do about it up there, so I'm just going to pinch it out so it can concentrate on producing the flowers, producing the fruit and the flowers that are already there. Okay, off we go. Can you even see with this here? Let's take this one back. Let's shoot this one. This one's nice and easy. Nice and small by comparison. Here she goes again. I'm also taking off the last few leaves on some of the very long branches as well. Particularly where there's damage to the leaf. Any leaves that I see damaged I will remove as well. Any that look suspiciously like blight or any other fungal things I will remove those as well. We need to get as much airflow and light into these as possible, so that's why we're taking the bottom ones off. This compost bin is going to be very full. I'm going to need my secateurs, not my scissors. As usual, I can't find them, so pretty little scissors it is. Right. I mean, just taking the side shoots off is really improving things here. There's a lot of large ones. tall as me. I mean, this side shoot's got side shoots, right? Now, I could, at this point, when they're at the top, let them be and let them just be a split stem, but I think 30 tomato plants is enough, so I don't think we need to. And really at this stage it's more about getting a good crop than a massive crop, so I want to get really good quality tomatoes, and so we don't need these. We don't need them. Now I say I'm going to pinch out the growing tips, but I'm not sure I can reach the growing tips. I will do on this one because it's... Okay, brought you in for a closer look. So if you can see on here, this doesn't look particularly healthy actually. It's got a lot of damage on its leaves. What I'm going to do with this is not the lower truss, but I'm going to take the leaves off the end of this truss like that. And then the lower truss, can you see, is just here. And so I'm going to take any branches with leaves off below there, especially seeing as they look so pretty poor. And I'm going to just cut that last one in half as well. Just drag those leaves out from there. I don't know what it is on this particular tomato plant, but I'm probably going to be quite brutal with the leaves on it, just in case it is anything that we don't want spreading. It could just be that it's been pressed up against the polytunnel plastic and it's got scorched by being there, or you know, but I'm not going to take any chances. This one is Alicante, which is another one. You can see it's been a bit damp because it's got roots coming on the stem. Let me just move you and get you a good view of that. If you can see there roots, so it's been quite moist for it to do that. So, and this one, if I slowly pan up, it's bending off to the side a lot. It needs tying in, and we're probably going to find some big side shoots up there as well. So before I do, I'm going to focus on the ones around, because there's a few low branches down here that need clearing away, and I'm doing these weeds as I go. So yeah, off we go. Well, this is Gardener's Delight, and I've never seen trusses as big as this. They're absolutely massive. Gardener's Delight is another favourite. You can generally find it in garden centres as plants if you haven't grown it from seed. Obviously not at this point in the year, but yeah, it's a really popular one. I'm growing a few like that. I've got Moneymaker, Alicante, Shirley, Gardener's Delight. They're all, you know, tried and tested favourites. I will go through the varieties when I've done this with you, because I'll be able to see and tell what they are. Right, so I've mostly done, and you can see how much better it looks at the bottom, but I will show you the whole thing when I've finished. I haven't finished tying them in yet, and I haven't done all the side shooting, but I've done most of it. But these four here, these are the ones that are supposed to be gigantomo, and if you look inside, they're absolutely bonkers. They're like a bush variety, to be honest, the way they're growing. Admittedly, I haven't kept up to side shooting, but they are very short, stocky plants. Obviously, they're not gigantomo because this is what they're producing. There's a lot of slugs and snails on them. They seem to really like them. There's a very red one at the back. I haven't had one of these yet because every time I pick one, there's a snail in there. So what I might do, because the back ones don't look to be doing so well, I might just remove the back two and let the front two have a bit more space. I wouldn't, if they are a bush variety, I would not have planted bush varieties so close together. Can you see through there? They're just absolutely dense as anything. As Ali from My Rusty Garden suggested last week, they could be Roma or they could be San Marzano. I mean, I'd love it if they were San Marzano because that's a great plant. The Roma at the bottom end of the polytunnel doesn't look like this. It's not got the really... You can see what it's like. It's really thick. It's not like the other ones, like this one next to it. It's got much thinner. I mean, I know they're all different. Varieties vary massively, but yeah. So I think what I might do is I'm going to take the back two out and I'm going to reduce the front two down a little bit and just take some of the shoots. The trusses are very low down, low to the ground on this one as well. So unlike some of the others, because you can see that I've taken most of the bottom leaves out. Might be a couple I've missed because I haven't been through yet. Take the set of leaves below the bottom truss off, and then, you know, that's just unweeded as well. I haven't picked everything up yet, but yeah.
So if you've any idea what this variety could be, if you've got any suggestions of maybe you think it's Roma or San Marzano, as Ali does, and as I probably do as well, let me know. Otherwise, if you've got any other suggestions, I would love to hear them. And then there was one. So, I don't know if you can hear me now, he started streaming again. But I've taken this one right back to a single stem. And hopefully, those pesky little sods over there, yes, I've seen you, mate, I've seen you. We'll leave the rest alone, because every ripe tomato that I had in that bunch over there had slugs right inside it. There wasn't just a little bit of damage, they were right in the middle of them. I don't fancy those tomatoes, do you? So I've taken them down. So we've lost 3 tomatoes, but that doesn't matter, because I think we're going to be okay. Because behind me now, I'm sat on the floor, are a load more I've got to do. So these are I think these are Blue Beauty, these ones, or they might be Amethyst Jewel. Not sure. As I said, I'm going to give you a rundown of the varieties when I figure out what they all are. But yeah, that's looking good. Okay, so now it's time for this side. I've got aubergines and I've got cucumbers to side shoot down there. And behind here somewhere is a melon. It's crawling all over the place, but I don't know if there are any decent fruit on there. So I do need to get that grass out and all these weeds. Get these simplified down. I think there's 5 tomatoes here, so not too many. 3 aubergines and then 11 cucumbers and another tomato at the end, but that's a bush variety. So all we need to do with that is weed around it. So yeah, this side is a lot better, a lot thinner. We can see what's what now. My advice, if you take any advice from me, is to tie in as they go. Try and keep up to your tying in, because it does get harder. And your side shooting as well, it does get harder, and they grow all over the place. They're not the nice straight specimens my dad would normally have in here, so yes. But they're producing, so we won't worry too much. But yeah, this big mass of tomatoes is next on my list. Let's get this done then. So I might try and show you in a bit more detail if you can see exactly what I'm doing here. So how I'm starting, because there is a melon in here and I don't want to damage it, is I'm going to take off the bottom shoots. Like I said, we're going to find the first truss, which is here, and I'm going to work my way down to the ground and see. You see this melon is climbing onto this tomato. And I'm going to take off all the leaves below that first truss. You can see there's a massive side shoot there as well. So I'm going to take that off gently, pull it down, hopefully it won't damage anything else. That's massive. Another massive one. Carry on with the leaves. And they're not really serving the plant much anymore down here anyway. And it'll do the flowers above it and the fruit some good. I'm going to do the same with this one. Another side shoots there. There's quite a few side shoots on here actually. You can see how it's growing a bit wonky because of them. And don't feel bad if you're taking side shoots off with flowers. You know, I don't anyway. I did at first. I used to think, oh, they've got flowers on, look at that fruit. But actually I do find that the plants do a lot better if they're not trying to produce too many fruit. So the rest I'm going to leave. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take these down by half. I don't worry too much about the purple on the leaves. I find that this purple variety, because I think this is Amethyst Jewel. Let's have a look at this label if it's still got anything written on it. Yes, I can just make out Amethyst Jewel. Oops, pulling the melon there. But this melon's going to need side shooting as well, because I don't know which bit's part of the original stem and which bit isn't. You know, we're only really aiming to get one melon here. I'm not going to be producing a lot. So I don't mind if this does get a bit damaged. It has got some melons on it though. It's got some, can you see that? Little melons. It's got quite a lot on actually. It's never going to produce those. They're never going to come to fruition, those ones. Anyway, so that's what I'm doing all the way up, and then I'm going to take the side shoots out. It just helps you to see what you're doing as well. The more, you know, leaf material you reduce. And then where the tomatoes are growing but they're completely covered, yeah, you can thin those leaves out a little bit as well. As long as the plant's got enough leaf to photosynthesize and create that energy, then you're going to be okay. Now, most of that happens in the top part of the plant anyway, so don't worry if you've got to take some leaves that are above the first truss, that's fine as well. Right, lots to do. So this was the point where my camera stopped recording for any length of time, so a lot of the footage I recorded after this point was not good. So here's a quick reminder of how it looked at the start, and I'll show you what we ended up with at the end of our visit today. Right, so that's it. I'm on childcare overtime now, so I need to go quickly. But yeah, we've got quite a lot done today, but not as much done as we would hope. The before and after shots aren't quite what I hoped they'd be, but I honestly didn't expect sorting the tomatoes and courgettes, tomatoes and cucumbers out to take 2 hours. But there you go. So I'm gonna go pick up my little sproglets from my no doubt exhausted parents, and Mark is going to take all the rubbish that needs to go to the tip. So thank you so much for watching and hopefully I'll see you soon. Please do consider subscribing, leave me a comment down below, say hi, give me a like and hit that notification bell if you want to be notified the next time we upload, which hopefully will be in the next few days. Look after yourselves. Bye for now.